Good evening, brothers. For the best part, most things you want in your life you can get within reason. But before that happens, you've really got to be cool about yourself. And I don't want to use the term love yourself, but treat yourself with respect, the same way you treat other people. Understand your worth and also know your shortcomings and be straight up with yourself about it. Treat yourself with kindness and go easy on yourself. Don't ever talk badly about yourself. I hear guys saying, "You fucking idiot," or "You screwed this up." If somebody else said that to you, how would you react? So treat people in the same way that you want to be treated, and treat yourself in the same way that you would treat other people, if that makes any sense. Understanding your shortcomings and the things that will tempt you and trip you up along the way is important. If you're someone who's got an addictive personality, I know all about that, then be aware of the pitfalls of the things that can entice you away from what it is. You can have pretty much most things you want if you stay focused and don't let those temptations take you off the road. If you keep aiming towards whatever it is, you eventually will achieve it with time. And you can be good at most things with time. I was never a fantastic musician or singer, but it's something I always loved doing and always wanted to do. So that's what I focused on, and that's what I got. And eventually I ended up playing in Europe, living a dream. Think about what you'll be in 5 years from now. Is what you're doing right today, is it sparking your joy? Are you passionate about it? You've got to have something to motivate yourself. You've got to have something that you're passionate about. Otherwise, you'll be struggling all the time to make anything happen. So searching out what your passion is really important. So taking care of yourself mentally, practicing good mental habits, getting up that first hour in the day is so important. Making that first hour, getting up and achieving something straight away. Get up, make your bed, tidy it up. Do one small thing other than make your bed. Make your bed and then do something in your room. Fold some clothes. Just do a couple of wee things so you've already achieved something to give yourself a sense of self-respect. And that takes self-discipline. And eventually it becomes a habit where you do it every day without even thinking about it, and then you can add things to that. So by the time you're like brushing your teeth or scrubbing your face, getting ready to go to work or do whatever you want to do, you've already put things in place that make you feel good about yourself. You haven't wasted your time. And while you're doing these things, it's also good for you mentally. It helps you to feel like you're moving ahead with life and you're moving away from stuff. Being aware of the things, the darkness of yourself is also just equally as important. Understanding where your mind can go or might go that's going to trip you up. And I'm not talking about temptations of alcohol, drinking, sex, drugs, rock and roll, gambling, all those things. I'm talking about the thinking, what I call stinking thinking. You know where it's going to lead you down to. So as soon as it kicks in, say to yourself, does this type of thinking really serve me any purpose? Is it really good for me? Is it good for my community? Is it good for my family? Is it good for the people that love me? It's insanity. It's a form of insanity. Make a choice each time that comes up to not keep repeating that negative pattern and step away from that and go back to what you need to focus on, which is achieve the things you want to get. Making yourself valuable to your community around you starts right at home. It starts with your family, the people right around you up front first, and then it spreads out. Charity begins at home, and once you've got that sorted, then you can go further. Don't try and fix the world outside that until you fix your own world within. Don't talk about the man next door or that person there until you've got your own shit sorted. And that means, like, if you've got junk in your shed or junk somewhere, if you're saying someone else has not got it together, look at your own mess first. Judging, all that does is separate you from people. The ego separates. So we've all got junk. I've got junk in my shed, you've got junk in your shed. Mine's probably more messier than yours, actually, because I'm a messy bastard. But that's just a sort of way to describe it within yourself. Think of what you want in terms of like a partner, if you're a single man or a single woman in the future, and how would you want that person to treat you, and what would be important about that person. Is it important to have someone that will take care of you, get unwell? Is it important to be with someone who's got a lot of money? Is their religious beliefs important, their political beliefs important? Or do you just want someone that just gets the crazy in you? These roads that we all take the slightest turn can take you way off course. And that's why staying focused is really important. It's really important. Think about how you're going to add value to your family and your loved ones in the future. When you're not working, what will you be doing the time you're not working, and how will you make that time off work also valuable to those that you love and those around you, and how will it feed back? How will it feed back to you in a way that nurtures you so you can keep doing it so it's sustainable? Because it's not sustainable if it's a one-way relationship where you're giving all the time and nothing's coming back. A lot of young men that I talk to, they think it's cool just to smoke a lot of dope and chill, and did it myself. And if I could go back with the wheels of time, one thing I would not have done was smoke those drugs, because in doing that the frontal cortex of the brain, it gets thinned down by 15% and even more is in a lot of cases, and motivation gets killed and focus gets killed, and whilst you think you're doing something really cool, you're actually doing something really damaging, and it's a long-term damaging effect, and it will cause you suffering in the long run. I don't know anybody that smoked a lot of drugs when they're young and kept on smoking that really has a life that they really are content with. Damaging this piece of jelly between your ears is the worst thing you can damage, because this is the main control for everything else: the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. Everything else is controlled by that. So when you start to play games with that and stuff around with it, it's a very intricate piece of apparatus, the brain. So look after it. Treat your brain with respect. If you're putting anything in to alter the state of thinking, it's tinkering with something that's so complex. The greatest scientists on this planet, the greatest doctors, the greatest specialists still don't understand it. My father's got a neurological disorder where he falls over with his bounce all the time, and they still don't know what it is. So do you think that you can cope with putting LSD in there, with putting THC in there? All of my problems when I was going through my teen years, I thought was fixed by doing that. Well, it lasts for a short time, but guess what? They all come back tenfold, and you still haven't resolved them. So do your brain a favour and look after it. Check on yourself and check on your brothers. This life we're living is an incredible experience. It can be the most amazing, the most joyful, and you can be content and fulfilled, or it can be an absolute living hell. Ultimately, it's the choices you make each day. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, and I'll finish this video up with this. The best way to make your existence here on this planet, day by day, a really fantastic, amazing existence, is to impose self-discipline upon yourself. So take the road less travelled, do the hard yards, and in the end, you'll be better off for it, and so will your family and those around you that you love, and you'll become abundant with your friendships, abundant with the things that you want to attract in your life. But that starts off with, from the very moment you wake up in the morning, to taking charge of that day and implementing those things. Do the things that you don't want to do. Go for that run. Do that diet that you know is going to better your health. Take that plunge. Do everything that's hard, and everything will be easier later on. If you constantly ignore it and just try to get dopamine all the time in your life, like doing things that give you pleasure, that will actually end up with a life that's not pleasurable at all. Being in pursuit of pleasure all the time, whether it's sex or whether it's something that you just absolutely going to give you that spark, that dopamine hit, which is different to normal joy, is going to lead you down the wrong path. What you want to do is do things that spark your joy, and they're simple. That could be the smallest of thing, like taking time out to walk with a friend, have a belly laugh with a mate, have a cup of coffee with Clay, pet your dog, give somebody a hug, smile at a stranger. Those are the things that bring joy, and those are the things that are sustainable. The real high-end stuff, like, I've done it all, jumping out of an airplane, done that, bungee jump, done that, lines of cocaine off a hooker's ass, never actually did that. I did a lot of cocaine, but never off a hooker's ass. That's just a saying. But I have done a lot of those things, and that hedonistic life, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just ends up in despair, sadness, loss, bad health, physical, mental. Doesn't work. You want to work hard and then take time to just relax and be still. Breathe in through your nose, let that nitrous oxide go down and make everything work properly. Relax, let go of the weight of the world. Look around, think about the people that you love and the people that love you, and be grateful that you're alive at this moment. Check on a brother, check on yourself. I hope you've enjoyed this Bro Check Club video. This is only a small channel, so if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button so we can have you join us on a regular basis. And this is a open channel. That means if you send me a video that is valid, I'll stick it up on the channel and you can have your say too. See you later.